Betty White, the beloved television pioneer, proved that wit and warmth can outlive any era. Sinead O'Connor, fearless voice of the 90s, still echoes across generations today. Olivia Newton-John, pop country icon, turned heartbreak into anthem, showing how resilience can sparkle on every stage and inspire audiences worldwide. Jeff Beck, guitar virtuoso, rewrote the language of rock. His strings still inspire modern shredders worldwide and listeners. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, transformed music videos into cinematic events. His choreography still sets the benchmark for performers today everywhere. Freddie Mercury, flamboyant frontman of Queen, proved that theatricality and raw talent together can ignite stadiums worldwide for generations. Tom Cruise isn't just a name on a marquee. He's a catalyst that reshaped how Hollywood builds blockbusters. When Top Gun roared onto screens in 1986, the film didn't just earn $350 million worldwide. It turned a Navy flight school into a recruiting powerhouse, a phenomenon still cited in military studies. The soaring dogfights, filmed with practical aerial choreography, proved that audiences crave visceral, real-world danger over the emerging tide of computer-generated imagery. Cruise insisted on piloting his own aircraft, a decision that forced studios to reconsider the cost-benefit of authentic stunts. The result was a template: high-octane, star-driven spectacles that could sell tickets on pure adrenaline. That template was amplified a decade later with the Mission Impossible franchise. The first film, in 1996, introduced a new kind of espionage action: tight, covert, and relentless. But it was the second installment, Mission Impossible 2, 2000, that pushed the envelope further. Cruise's decision to hang from the side of a moving Airbus to perform a halo jump without a safety harness, and to choreograph an entire chase sequence with a real motorcycle, forced the industry to invest more in safety protocols and insurance structures. The franchise now stands as the highest-grossing action series of the 21st century, a living laboratory where each new entry raises the bar for practical effects. Younger stars, Chris Pratt, Henry Cavill, and even Ryan Reynolds, cite Cruise's willingness to risk his body as a benchmark for commitment, shaping their own approach to role preparation. Beyond stunts, Cruise's influence ripples through production economics. In 1992, he co-founded Cruise/Wagner Productions, granting him unprecedented creative control. The company's first venture, The Firm, proved that a star-led production house could negotiate profit participation that eclipsed traditional studio contracts. This model inspired peers like Brad Pitt's Plan B Entertainment and Leonardo DiCaprio's Appian Way, cementing the notion that actors could be both talent and financiers. The success of those deals shifted Hollywood's power dynamics, giving performers leverage to greenlight projects that aligned with their artistic visions. Collaboration with directors became another avenue of legacy. Steven Spielberg, fresh off Schindler's List, approached Cruise for Minority Report, 2002, a film that married sci-fi speculation with kinetic set pieces. Spielberg's confidence in Cruise's ability to carry a complex narrative without a safety net led to the film's groundbreaking use of motion capture for futuristic UI designs, techniques now standard in blockbuster visual storytelling. Likewise, Tom McQuarrie, who first worked with Cruise on Valkyrie, 2008, evolved into a co-writer and co-producer on the later Mission Impossible entries, turning the series into a collaborative auteur venture. Their partnership illustrates how Cruise's willingness to nurture emerging talent reshapes the creative hierarchy, turning what could be a star-centric vehicle into a director-driven franchise. Cruise's impact also extends to genre hybridity. Jerry Maguire, 1996, fused romance, sports, and legal drama, delivering the iconic line, "Show me the money," that entered the cultural lexicon. The film earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor and a Golden Globe win, demonstrating that a high-profile action star could also excel in character-driven storytelling. This duality encouraged studios to cast against type, opening doors for actors like Ryan Gosling and Michael B. Jordan to navigate between blockbuster and indie realms without stigma. Critics have noted how Cruise's relentless pursuit of authenticity altered audience expectations. The 2018 Mission Impossible: Fall of Rogers featured a halo jump from a 12,000-foot cliff, filmed in real time. The stunt's visceral realism sparked a wave of social media discussions, prompting streaming platforms to spotlight behind-the-scenes footage as a promotional tool. This shift toward transparency, showing the effort behind the spectacle, has become a staple of modern marketing, where audiences now demand insight into the making of their favorite films. Even the business of distribution feels his imprint. When Top Gun: Maverick arrived in 2022, it broke the pandemic-era record for opening weekend box office, proving that legacy franchises can still dominate in a streaming-first world. Cruise's strategic partnership with Paramount Pictures to release the film simultaneously in select IMAX venues highlighted a hybrid model that balances theatrical grandeur with digital accessibility. The success reinforced the idea that star power, when paired with event-level spectacle, can still command mass theatrical attendance, a notion many studios had begun to doubt. Fans themselves have become co-creators of his narrative. The Tom Cruise fan club on social platforms regularly curates clip compilations of his most daring stunts, fueling a feedback loop that pressures studios to deliver ever more daring sequences. This participatory culture has inspired a new wave of fan-driven content, where creators on YouTube and TikTok dissect each frame of Cruise's performances, turning him into a living case study for film students worldwide. Looking forward, Cruise's ongoing projects suggest that his influence is still evolving. The upcoming Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning promises to integrate augmented reality tech into its chase scenes, a move that could redefine how action is captured and experienced. Moreover, his recent foray into producing a limited series about the early days of the United Nations hints at a willingness to diversify his portfolio, potentially ushering in a new era of prestige television, anchored by his brand of kinetic storytelling. In every chapter, from the cockpit of a fighter jet to the boardroom of a production company, Tom Cruise has turned personal risk into industry innovation. He has shown that a living legend's legacy is not a closed book, but an open script, continuously rewritten with each new role, each daring stunt, and each strategic partnership. The story of his career is still being written, and the ripple effects of his choices are felt across Hollywood's present and future.